We're talking about a full moon in Aquarius, 10:35 a.m., July 29th, fast approaching. All right, well, let's get into the energies. Let's see what's going on in the cards. Let's see what we have to look out for. Right, I'm going to pick the 10 that I always pick to do this monthly moon reading, July 29, or full moon. It's a buck moon. Any moment. Here we go. 3 piles. 1, 2, and 3. This is the one I'm choosing. I'm starting off the Fool card. Do you remember that we started off with the Fool card a little while ago? This is the deck that's got the ripped Fool too. So who's playing the Fool? Are you playing the Fool? Are you playing the Fool? Or are they playing the Fool? Is Spirit playing the Fool? Are you tuning into the amount of help that you can get from Spirit right now? Are you willing to surrender your ideas of what you thought was happening in favor of the energetics that seem to be opening to you in your favor? Sometimes we do have to be vulnerable and innocent in our approach when it comes to problems and challenges that may be working us over. Also, if we're working on our face structure, you're going to want to have a little bit of faith, and if you can't, you want to act as if and try to trust and build the trust with the universe that the universe always wants to build with you anyway. Trust is a two-way street, and this is how we're beginning. We're beginning with an open-ended possibility. Are you on the path? You know what happens too? We've got an eclipse coming as well in August. So this could just be also a precursor to the fact that our path sometimes finds us rather than us finding our path. So are you willing to play the fool, act as if you don't know what you're doing in order to get somewhere you didn't know where you were going? Maybe that'll help. The card that's crossing us is the 9 of Cups. I think she's coming in upside down because we feel depleted. As well as we could be reconsidering the ideas that we had about what makes us happy and what makes us fulfilled and what makes us feel like we've got our replenishing side of us working. And is it intact right now for you? Are you pushing it in every direction and dropping out here and there because you're so depleted? Or are you trusting your path and figuring out how to fill your cups? And trusting your heart. See, this is the other thing too. The Fool is a very heart-based card. So you're going to want to be in touch with, well, what does my heart want to do? We are coming into Leo season, obviously, here. And it is heart-centered. That is very true. The heart chakra is way more activated and has been for quite some time moving into this time period. Now, it's possible that you've changed your mind on what fills your heart and why it fills your heart and what it's doing for you. So this is definitely a time where you could be reshifting some of your ideas and your heartfelt desires for yourself. It's fine. Just roll with it, surrender. I wouldn't be surprised. You know what? I can almost feel what some other cards are coming up in the spread, but we'll see. I haven't seen them yet. Let's check it out. Oh gosh, you don't want to know. You don't want to know. I just got a glimpse. The Devil card. She's been showing up in a lot of my readings in the last couple of weeks. So obviously here she is again. Sometimes that is, well, it can be Capricorn energy. So it's possible that something that started in January, somebody you know who's born in January, could be contributing to this time period right now, coming in under the full moon cycle. Could also be that you're seeing things more clearly and more upfront. And the fact is, if you're looking at filling your cups rather than depleting them, you could be cutting out the manipulators in your world, and you could be seeing why and how they're trying to manipulate you. You could also be helping people with their addictions, or you could be becoming more addicted to yourself too, or maybe not to yourself, but you could be becoming more addictive. You could be watching other people's addictions play a bigger role in their day-to-day as well. So that could be a little tricky. It is sitting underneath us in a level of support. So I would just say that, yeah, we're getting sensitive. We're pouring out as well. This would be a good reason for this to be upside down, this Nine of Cups, because could be completing cycles with people that have taken advantage of us. Actually, we could be putting up the boundaries and the borderlines finally that we need to put up for ourselves. And you could be gaining very good ground this month doing this. If you're seeing through it, I always find it so interesting. Lately, when the Fool card comes up, the devil seems to be not far behind. And I guess we've got that again. Green light, red light, green light, red light. You decide. Green flag, red flag. Yeah, what is your heart telling you to do? If your heart's been telling you to do certain things, let go of certain people, let go of certain situations because your heart's not in it, then yeah, this could be the clincher for how you get through that by basically putting up the boundary, battening down the hatches, and trusting that this part of yourself. Decide that you're not going to be fed on. Six of Wands is coming in as well as part of this spread with the full moon energy. This can be very short-term travel to see family. It's quite possible that if you're giving up things that don't fulfill you and you have to get rid of wacky, self-destructive, soul-sucking dynamics, that you could be getting on a plane to see your family and sorting that out. Next up is the Death card hanging above our head like a doomsday. Yeah, okay, well, you can interpret that any way you want, but it is the ending of cycles. Sometimes it's the end of our inanimate objects and things that have outdated and outworn themselves. It can be relationships, it can be our animals, it can be anything. Cycles that end and begin. Renewable resources. We have the Ten of Wands as well. So there's a sense of completion for sure. And anyway, if you were giving up bad habits, then you do want to see the Death card. You're going to put death to the bad habits and the overload and the overwhelm that might have come in because of them too, because you know what, there usually is a lot of times if there are addictions and things like that, it can be because of overwhelm that existed before and is part of the coping mechanism to deal with. Overly sensitive beings, really empathic people can often have excessive issues and things like that because of the way they feel the energies. And if you're feeling everybody else's energies too, it could be that you're feeling more of the darkness in the world that is being flushed out. That could be it as well too. Absolutely. The other point of contact here is in our doorway to the future. This is the Eight of Swords. The eights, this is upside down. So what is it that you've been trying to say you haven't been able to say? What truth have you been living with that hasn't really come out or been expressed appropriately? What kind of thoughts are ruminating through your mind and things that are entrapping you? What part of the old paradigm of thought is entrapping you? And yeah, of course, if the devil's underneath everything, then your own manipulative thoughts that may be negative instead of positive could be really trying to set themselves free here so that you can be more positive. It could be absolutely interpreted like that too. The death of a cycle where you don't get to express yourself and you're moving into a cycle where you're just coming out altogether and just, just coming out of yourself. That's the point, right? Full moon. Under the light of the full moon, these things could come to light. And who doesn't love a new beginning at the end of anything? At the end of, or at the beginning of a day? Let's have a new beginning at the beginning of the day. Yeah, so you could be committing to writing things down or making lists or doing things that may help you be more organized and stay on track, or ways that you're fulfilling your own need to refill your cups. If you were feeling depleted and you've been wanting to refill your cups and then you weren't able to because everybody just keeps wanting to take from you, then yeah, this whole cycle could also, that could end. That could be death to the cycles that don't allow you to speak your mind, or the circles in which you feel comfortable enough to. Yeah, so there could be a lot of dynamic shifting. Circles of people that you hang out with could be changing as well. The world. Okay, so the world is coming. The Justice card is coming. And we're ending with the King of Wands. All right, so let me just see. Whoops, and a whole bunch of other things just fell to the floor, but we're not going to worry about them. All right, so the world is hitting us. The Justice card and the King of Wands upside down. These three cards in themselves make me think of political leaders run amok, who have betrayed the world by their selfish needs and going against their own karmic possibilities and lighter approaches. They chose the dark side. And it could be more obvious on the world stage who these bad players are and what their own manipulations, now that we're a little more sensitive to the manipulations out there, we could be very eye wide open with this kind of energy heading out on the world stage. So even though you may have wanted to do more work internally with yourself, you wanted to ignore the world mostly for the most part, you could also be just sucked in to the world. And maybe if you feel like you are part of the wave of humanity that is trying to enlighten the world through work on the spiritual plane, you know what? There's going to be a lot to do in this next cycle. There's sure going to be a lot to do. So stay safe. Stay cool. All right. So that, my friends, is the reading for the July 29 Buck Moon. Much love until I see you again. Thanks for coming into my channel. Take good care. Bye for now.